Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Shatta compared to Stonebwoy, they have not had the same year.
Who, in your opinion, has had a bigger year?
You're listening to Adeshokwe Live, the Afrobeats Podcast.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Adeshokwe Live, the official Afrobeats Podcast. I'm Adeshokwe Olaji, and this is where we break down the hottest stories within the Afropop culture and, of course, viral stories around the world, where I share you my opinion alongside my guests in the studio. Well, you can catch us on any platform, Spotify, Apple, Soundcloud. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share and comment. We appreciate every single support coming our way on the platform. And if you're in the UK, you can also catch us every Saturdays on Yanga TV at 7:30 p.m. and on Mondays a repeat at 7 p.m. on Sky 186 and FreeSat 171. Now in the studio to joining me in the studio to break down the headlines this week is a colleague of mine who's coming back for the second time. We enjoyed his company so much we had to bring him back for a second time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incredible DJ and presenter Rod Rants.
Hi, how's it going? Thanks again for having me again.
Listen,
Pleasure.
man, thank you very much for coming in. There's a lot for us to talk about again, and it so happens that we've got Cameroon on the agenda.
My country is always causing wahala.
Anyway, some of the headlines that we'll be looking at this week is Naira Marley Cameroonian concert cancelled as military secure the venue. Rosemere marries Tonto DK's ex-husband, and B. Simone went viral for comments about women being what they are looking for in a man, and Davido, if and for certified gold in the United States of America, and lots more. So let's get into it, my brother. We're starting in Cameroon, where this week Naira Marley's headline Valentine's Day concert was cancelled not once, but twice, hours before the show. Well, there had been uproar in some sectors of the entertainment industry in Cameroon since Naira Marley's concert was announced. Over the last couple of months, there's also been an anti-Nigeria movement in Cameroon calling for the ban of Nigerian music, led by a popular comedian who says Nigerian music was dominating the airwaves. Nigerian artists were being flown to headline concerts in the country and were being paid ridiculous amounts of money to perform, whilst Cameroonian talents weren't getting enough exposure and support in their own country. Well, Naira Marley a few weeks back caught wind of the tension and announced that he will be collaborating with Cameroonian artists on his visit to the country, and expressed his love for his fans and the country as a whole. Well, fast forward to last week, it appeared the promoters were sabotaged as the venue owner allegedly called in security services saying an agreement to hold a concert at his venue wasn't concluded, as he felt the city the venue was located in was unsafe. The promoters put a statement out saying they tried their best to make it work, but due to situations beyond their control, they had to cancel. Naira Marley also said on a video that the show will be rescheduled after it was 80% sold out. The popular comedian at the center of this controversy over the last couple of months later went online and claimed a petition was submitted to the Cameroonian government to shut down the concert, as Naira Marley's ways were immoral and his public display of smoking marijuana was bad for the youths in Cameroon. Rod Rants, this story keeps on giving birth to another. Over the last couple of months, the rise of the anti-Nigerian music ban, the conversation has started. You and I have spoken here a couple of times about in agreement that Cameroonian musicians and creatives deserve a lot more support in their country than they've been getting so far. So I don't think that's a topic of argument. I think without doubt, local creatives should be getting the lion's share of support on airwaves or their DJs in their country, period. However, the anti-Nigeria, ban Nigerian music is starting to, borderline becomes something else. it's starting to stoke the fire
Yeah.
of, xenophobia and with scenes that we've seen in the likes of South Africa. We don't want to see those scenes. But
Yeah.
fast forward to now,
Yeah.
Naira Marley is almost paying the price
Yeah.
for this anti-Nigerian sentiment. You know a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about what has happened over the last week?
So firstly, the claim that the location Naira Marley was supposed to be performing in
Yep.
is a dangerous war zone, that is true to an extent. However, there's an artist who did a show on the exact same day in Kumba. Kumba is where we had the school shooting last year where 12 kids were gunned down.
Yeah.
That location is 10 times worse than where Naira Marley was meant to be based. Where Naira Marley's show was supposed to take place, that's where me and my family live. I've just come back from there in December. Other than on Monday, where it's ghost town, Tuesday to Sunday, everyone's turning up. It's party time. So that in itself, let me shut that down now, is nothing to do with the location.
Okay.
Now, the comedian in question
Yep.
has now come out and said that he put out a video saying that he wasn't preaching hate X, Y, and Z. Let me make one point clear. Prior to this band Nigerian music thing
Yep.
happening, Joe had been there. His show went well.
Yeah.
Rema had been there. His show went well. People had been there. The show went well. At the moment that they said this band Nigeria thing, Naira's show was the first show
But
since
if you
that band
but
Nigeria
if you
thing.
remember, the comedian also was very proud to say that Joe Boy's show didn't go well because people didn't buy tickets as the promoters would have expected. That was one of the reasons why he made the first video
Yeah.
months ago to
Yeah.
say, well done, Cameroon,
Yeah.
for not showing out for this guy, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But yeah, please carry on.
So his argument is that he's not happy with seeing foreign artists coming into. He's now changed it from ban Nigerian music. He's now saying that he's not attacking Nigeria,
Yeah.
and he's now saying that he's saying he doesn't want foreign artists in general to come into Cameroon and do big shows and get paid more than the Cameroonian artists. Which, okay, fine, I understand where he's coming from.
Yep.
But then let's put it this way: Fally Ipupa,
Yep.
a Congolese artist,
Was in the country the
was
same
in the
week.
same week, did a sold out show.
Yep.
Unless I'm mistaken, Congo is not in Cameroon.
No, it's not.
So why is nobody saying anything about that show? Why was that show allowed to go ahead? I'm not saying that it should have been stopped. I'm
Yeah.
happy it went ahead.
Yeah.
But why was that one such a smooth ride compared to Naira's one? Now, let me break it down for you. Fally's show took place in Douala, which is the French-speaking part of Cameroon.
Yeah.
Naira's show was meant to take place in
English
the English part. Fally's show, French-speaking artist, a French show.
Yeah.
Naira's was an English-speaking artist, was going to be for the English people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what you think I'm saying, but whatever you think I'm saying, that's what
So
I'm saying.
basically, you're saying that there's this beef that continues between the English-speaking part and
Yep.
the Francophone
Yeah.
speaking part of Cameroon.
had something to play
had
with it.
something
Had
to
something
do
to
with
play.
this.
I feel like there was definitely a political influence on that front. Like rather than allowing the English people to enjoy, they wanted to go and shot one of the biggest shows that would have been happening in the English.
That would have lifted the spirits.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Shout out Kosi. His show went ahead. His show looked like a sick show. I'm happy his show went ahead, but his location was definitely more dangerous than Naira's. So if Naira's got cancelled because of safety reasons, Kosi should not have gone
What
ahead.
about the promoters, though? If they apparently they canceled the show twice before the show, and they had to move location after the first one was canceled into a different venue, and then eventually they ultimately shut it down. What
Yeah.
about the promoters? If you're bringing in a Naira Marley, a Nigerian superstar artist, into the country to perform, and you know that sentiments were a little bit techie over the last couple of months,
Yeah.
wouldn't you make sure that
So-
your venue was secure, the agreements were perfect?
So the reason why I'm hearing that Kosi's show went ahead was because he did all the right things. He spoke to the right people. He met who he needed to meet to make sure everything went through smoothly.
Yeah.
And the promoter for the Naira show didn't do that.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm hearing that it didn't go ahead. But at the same time, when you think about it, this isn't his first show. This is not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
So surely he knows there's certain things he's got to do for it to go
Protocol.
ahead. Which is what makes me really question if it's really the promoter's fault. Because surely he would have known I need to do X, Y, and Z for it to go through.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't think it's to do with the promoter.
Just think that there were more powers at play.
Yeah, I think it was to do with a political thing. I'm also hearing sources telling me that some artists were involved in
a petition,
in bringing information to the DO
Yeah.
and things like that to try and stop the show. I'm also hearing people saying that because Naira is supposedly a bad influence on the youth.
That's the one I wanted to bring. Now,
Yeah.
the comedian said that in a video,
Yeah.
that Naira Marley was a bad influence for the young people in Cameroon,
Yeah.
that he was smoking what they call banga or whatever
Yeah.
it is, which
Yeah.
is weed
Yeah.
and stuff. And he didn't feel that was, the right type of entertainers that
Yeah.
Cameroon should be allowing to perform in Cameroon. What are your thoughts about those sentiments?
So from a responsible point of view,
Yeah.
I understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
But I again reject what he's saying, because if Naira Marley had come to Cameroon and smoked marijuana in Cameroon, he would not be the
must
first person in Cameroon.
And somebody in Cameroon
And somebody
must have
supplied
given
it, okay? I've been to Cameroon, I've chilled about it, I've seen what goes down in Cameroon. Naira Marley would have not been the first artist to smoke marijuana ever in the entire history of Cameroon. So him saying that Naira should be banned
That was
for
an
that,
excuse.
that's ridiculous. He's right now he's running scared because he's
He's
realized
starting to feel
he's realized the kind of
impact.
fire he's created.
Yes.
And he's getting hate and reported left, right, and center.
Yeah.
He's now trying to backtrack and say X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z. He messed up. Just come out and say, look, I was wrong. I apologize for what I've started, and allow it to go ahead. And same with the artist. Like what's irritating me is that, for example, there's an artist called Shoyo. I will say his name.
Speak to
I
me.
hope he sees this.
Speak to me.
Shoyo, a week before the Naira show got announced, he was behind the whole ban Nigerian music. The week the Naira show was announced, who was one of the first people posting the flyer supporting Naira Marley? Shoyo.
No way.
Shoyo was one
How
of the
come?
first to post a flyer saying,
Because you wanted to perform on the show?
yeah. But was you not just saying ban Nigerian music how long ago? This is what I mean. This kind of fakeness is what's irritating me with our industry. Like, I understand the music industry has this, but come on, like let's at least be smart about
Yeah,
it. Let's not
yeah.
be publicly fake.
Because if you had publicly said, please ban Nigerian music,
Yeah.
and then a week after, you're publicly promoting a Nigerian musician that's coming into Cameroon, that's being publicly two-faced.
Two-faced, yeah. And on top of that, there's artists who have supported the ban Nigerian
Yeah.
music thing, but I know that they're about
Looking
to
for
go and
collaborations.
looking for Nigerian features. So I don't understand. Pick your side. What side are you on? Like, I don't understand this two-facedness. And it just makes you look bad. It makes the industry look bad. It makes us look bad as a country if you're doing that. So
I think I agree with you, but I also just want, again, to use this opportunity to just send a message out there that there are a couple of things that we need to do as Africans, Cameroon, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya.
Yeah.
We need to first of all ensure that the local creatives and local artists do get the type of support that they deserve
Yeah.
in their individual countries.
Yeah.
And that support should be a lot more than external support. And I'm talking about Cameroonian artists getting more radio play, DJ play in Cameroon
Yeah.
than any other person coming in.
Yeah.
That should be standard. Second of all, we also need to inform and teach and educate some of our young artists from various parts of Africa
yeah.
how to ensure that they get more support for their content outside of their countries.
Yeah.
So young Cameroonian artists that you've been trying so hard to get in contact with,
Yeah.
we need to let them know the various channels that they
Yeah.
can get their music and their voices outside of Cameroon, so
Yeah.
they don't feel like they're just creating, but it looks like, yo, man, these Nigerian and Ghanaian artists are just blowing up around the world, but
Yeah.
everybody's just forgotten us out here, because
Yeah.
those type of feelings.
That's where it stems from.
Yes.
That's where it stems from. When they feel as though they're putting in all this work, but they're
Yep.
not getting the glory that they deserve. That's where it stems from.
Absolutely,
But the
absolutely.
thing is, like, they have to understand there's a right and wrong way to go about this music industry. If you go about the wrong way, you will not last long. The music industry itself is not a very long career
It's
for
a very
artists.
fickle industry.
Yeah, and everyone knows everyone. Like, the word you say today can end your career
Absolutely,
tomorrow.
absolutely.
So you need to be careful of your words, your actions, careful how you move, the way you treat people. You could treat the wrong person wrong, and your
Facts.
career is
Done.
done. And you would never even know that was the wrong person. That's the worst part.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw an interview with Shaggy, the
Yeah.
dancehall artist, about a year just before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
He had a collaborative album with Sting, and they went on a world tour. You know, I think it was Grammy nominated, or maybe they even won the Grammy. I'm not too sure. And they were speaking about, wow, how did Shaggy and Sting come back to do a joint album together? You know, that's huge. And he said when he was on top of it, you know, the charts like in the 90s. And Shaggy was the biggest thing in the early 2000s. Yeah. There were a couple of young people that were working at record labels. So when he traveled to Europe, UK and France, these were runners. That were just assistants, make him coffee, make him, you know, make sure he's comfortable and da-da-da. And then fast forward to 2018, when he came back into the UK and his deals in record labels were done, they sent an email. His manager was trying to pitch a deal to one of the record labels and was introducing Shaggy and stuff, and copied him into that email to one of the bosses of the biggest record labels in the world. And the person responded and said, "Oh, I know Shaggy. I was the runner back in 1998 at this record label. Shaggy, say no more. We're giving him the deal. Let's get it done." And Shaggy was like, wow, that 20 plus years after, how he had treated that person then played into the benefit that he received 20 years later. So it's super important when you're navigating this industry
to be humble.
Treat people just like human
to be
beings,
humble.
Man.
I feel like that's that sense of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Entitlement?
The entitlement. That sense of entitlement that a lot of Cameroonian artists have. A lot of artists have it in general.
A lot of artists,
But in this particular case, a lot of Cameroonian artists have. That is what's going to be the downfall of our industry, that sense of entitlement. Like, there's nothing. It doesn't hurt you to be humble. It doesn't hurt you to be nice to somebody. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt you to show human kindness, not to treat others as though you're better than them. Because that's those are the people that don't get far. The ones that get far are the ones that show that humbleness. Do you know what I mean? Like there's artists now. For example, I'll give you an example. When I first interviewed Simi, this was like 3 years ago. I'll be honest, Simi, if you see this, I love you. When I interviewed her, I had no idea who she was.
I think I booked the interview.
Yeah, you booked it for us. I had no idea who she was. But she was so nice on that day.
She was super cool.
I have not stopped playing her music since. This
Facts.
is 3 years ago.
Facts.
I'm like one of her biggest supporters
Facts.
in the UK. I play everything. I feature her almost every single week.
She was doing everything.
Laughing, saying.
I remember.
That's what being nice to someone. At the time as well, our show hadn't really blown yet. Now those shows are at a level where everyone's watching. I'm still pushing Simi heavy as one of our original people to show us love. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
And then there's artists that we've had who have not been as nice. I don't push them as much.
If you don't hear from them, you don't care. But when people leave a fantastic mark on you, you go looking for them. When you don't hear from them, you message them like, what's the new content coming out?
Even Simi, we've not spoken in a while, but because of that one time she was so nice to us,
the impression she left
was so good.
Facts.
I'm still pushing her stuff as though we're best friends.
Absolutely.
I hope one day we'll be best friends.
Yeah, you will be. Well, from Cameroon, we head over to Ghana, where dancehall superstar Shattawale slammed popular broadcasters, saying he deserved the Artist of the Year nomination and win it. You win at any award in Ghana due to the monster collaboration he had with Beyonce in Already in 2020.
What they try, make somebody even show kaftan for you. They still know they fit you because you know they look like rich men for radio. They look like people where they just cling for where they come sit there. Trust me. Some of you, they feel buy shirt, and if you watch the shirt, I say, you tired before you get the shirt. Yes, you tired. Because you do hustle. But you go come sit radio and you talk without, you don't get knowledge about what you talk about. And Sammy Flex and Dusty, you before you are my niggas. You are my niggas. And since you my niggas, I go tell you the fact. I'm not going to feel like, stop, they bring some nonsense people. You and the Dusty, you be rapper. Sammy Flex, you be dancer. Make you people do collabo and come out there. And stop the day really top and they talk this nonsense. You put the warriors.
Well, my brother, you heard Shattawale there. When I saw this, I know we've got to be honest. The collaboration with Beyonce was huge.
Was huge, massive, huge.
Arguably one of the biggest collaborations
in a long time.
Yeah, the Wizkid, Beyonce, brown skin girl was massive as well. But I just think Already was bigger because of the video that they shot together
And the vibe of the song.
and it was just
it
like
had
a
that
dance.
club, that typical. Us
Dance.
African, we want to dance. We want to dance.
Already.
Already.
That's a
We
big
wanna
record.
dance.
No, that's a big record.
Yeah.
But when I don't know what started the conversation. Perhaps the broadcasters were speaking about Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
I know the VGMAs are about to come up, so maybe nominations have come up or something like that. But he said for now, nobody should be talking about Artist of the Year. It should be Shattawale. And he went ahead to slam both broadcasters heavy.
Yeah.
I have my opinions when big artists come out publicly to attack media personalities that way. I think sometimes it could be taken as a scare tactic where the personalities now get scared into not sharing their
be
opinion.
quiet.
Yes. And it's not really like a personal opinion on the artist, but it's an opinion on the culture, which is their duty to do.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on how Shattawale has handled this and how hard he went on these guys? What's up, my people? My name is Shattawale, aka Shopsidu, aka the Energy God, and I'm officially on Fanbiz. Now, Fanbiz is a partner of Shattawale, the official Afrobeats podcast. So you can hit me up on there if you have any questions about getting into the music industry, about the Afrobeats culture, and I'll specifically speak to you. Like I said, I'm giving free advice on Fanbiz at the moment, so make sure you join Fanbiz and hit me up for more information.
Okay, so I feel like attacking the media personalities. The same way artists are open to be attacked,
criticized,
sorry.
Yeah.
The same way we are open to be
Facts.
criticized. So
Facts.
I feel like he might have gone too far with his words,
Yeah.
but he was in his right to criticize if he felt as though he needed to
Yeah,
criticize. It's
if he
about
felt
how he
that
went
they,
about it.
yeah.
Now, in terms of using it as a scare tactic, if that happens, if that's the case, then it's down to you as a personality to maintain your level of professionalism and at the end of the day do your job. Because a lot of media houses will appreciate the fact that you're real.
Standing your ground.
You're standing your
doing
ground.
job.
You're not afraid to ask the hard questions
Yep.
that people want, because that's what gets you the views anyways. If you back down and start tiptoeing, the views will go down, the clicks will go down. You'll lose your job. So that's where you gotta just hold your ground and be like, cool, look, listen. Whatever's been said, but I've done my job. Like, for example, when I interviewed Pastor Toby, I'll be honest, I was scared because I knew I was coming to grill this guy. I was scared. I walked in the room and saw 7 big guys. I was scared.
He moves with.
I was scared.
He has his own squad that he moves
Exactly.
with. Yeah.
But I knew I'm a professional. I've come here to do one job.
The only reason the interview was important was because he had to ask him serious questions.
Exactly. And the reason why the video did well is because I asked those questions that people wanted to see. Do you know what I mean? So if any personalities are feeling attacked, just remember, end of the day, you're doing your job. You've done nothing wrong. You've done your job. He can't. If he goes any further than verbally, even that verbal attack, it will backfire on him.
Yeah.
Because it makes him look bad. It makes him look salty.
Yeah.
Why are you vexed?
Yeah.
She's just doing her job. He or she is just doing their job.
Yeah.
And second of all, already, big single.
Yeah,
Big
that's
track.
true.
Big track.
Let's talk
but
about
let's
that.
be honest.
Yeah.
Shatter compared to Stonebwoy, they have not had the same year.
Who, in your opinion, has had a bigger year?
Stonebwoy.
And why would you say that?
He's been more consistent, giving us more content. I feel like after
International exposure,
international
collaborations.
Kevin Hilson collaboration, huge. I feel like after
the collaboration with what's her name now? Emily Sande.
Emily Sande again.
So yeah,
that
Emily
one caught me off
Sande
guard.
had
Kevin
Kerry Hilson,
Hilson.
had Davido,
Yeah.
had Copy.
Yeah. And on top of that is consistency. He's dropping single. He's dropped an album, and now he's giving us videos to each album. Let's be honest, Shatter. After that already single, what have you actually dropped and pushed with energy? With energy. Stonebwoy is on socials pushing every single song consistently.
Stonebwoy's pushing, but if you let me play the devil's advocate now. In Ghana. Yes, both of them are super duper big. Like both of them are the dancehall kings at the moment, completely shutting down.
Yeah.
But Shattawale's movement has always been crazy. His fan base is always ridiculous.
Yeah.
When he drops music, the fan base in Ghana
Go
goes crazy.
When he performs,
it goes
I
mad.
remember the affirmation in Ghana. He came on stage, everyone
that's
went crazy.
mad.
Yeah.
So that when you're in that bubble as a Shattawale, sometimes it might be impossible to see beyond that. And I think, again, Shatta, I think 2020 was kind of like difficult for a lot of people, obviously because of
'cause
coronavirus.
of what happened, yeah.
So couldn't travel, couldn't go different places. But
Yeah.
but Stonebwoy found a way to do those collaborations.
What makes a good artist and what makes a great artist? There's one thing in between that.
Let's talk.
Is being able to see past that bubble and say, okay, yeah, I'm at the top, but let me not take my foot off the pedal.
Facts.
Take your foot off the pedal, somebody will come and overtake you.
Facts.
It's like when you're driving, take your foot off the pedal, somebody will overtake you. Just because already got him there doesn't mean that it's okay to keep pushing, to keep going.
Found maybe one or two
more gears.
big records to
just hit us with it. But he chilled, collected his royalties, collected his
big money. Yeah, you know.
He enjoyed from already.
Listen, you do a song with Beyonce, the royalty checks are ridiculous.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna chill back and enjoy, don't now get upset if you're not in
when
talks.
other people are saying that maybe you don't deserve the Artist
exactly.
of the Year thing.
Like, I'll be real, I'm a big Shattawale fan.
Yeah.
But if we're looking at the last 12 months compared to Stonebwoy's last 12 months,
the way you broke it down, looking at those collaborations, Davido collaboration, Emily Sandé collaboration, Kerry Hilson.
Kerry Hilson one,
Kerry
and
Hilson.
listen, those two,
Those
I did not see that coming.
Those were silent killers.
I did not see that coming.
No, those
oh
ones,
my God.
the Emily Sandé one and the Kerry Hilson
I
one,
did not see
those
that
were
coming.
silent killers. The
Yeah.
David O one, he came with air attack on that one.
Literally.
Yeah, that one was an air attack.
Literally, that's what I mean. Like, go to a club now, like if clubs are open in the UK, I guarantee you're going to hear more Stonebwoy tunes than you're going to hear Shatta tunes right now, unless you play his old stuff.
Yeah.
But then, how long can you rely on your old stuff? You can't continue to get nominated off of your old stuff.
It's got to be the
It's got the
recent
new
bangers.
stuff. You get nominated off of your new stuff. If you're just relying on your old stuff, don't be surprised no one nominates you.
But when you're even talking about Artist of the Year, when it comes to Ghana, a couple of names, spring to mind.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, Kiddy.
Kwame Eugene.
Kiddy had the Blue EP. Kwame Eugene had the album.
Yeah.
A couple of guys.
No, for sure.
That's a tough place in 2020.
All the more reason to not take your foot off the pedal. And Shatta did that once already came out. Me personally,
Already
the last
was
12
mad.
months, I would say Kiddy and Kwame Eugene.
They've been consistent.
They've been consistent. I would put them higher than Shatta at this moment in time.
They've been consistent, especially to us in an international world. And we have to explain this. And this is one of the conversations that I always want to explain to a lot of people, that us based in the UK, based in diaspora, we look at the music completely differently. There are songs that are big in Ghana, big in Nigeria, that really don't cross the borders.
Yeah.
But there are songs that they're big in Ghana, and they're also big in London, big in Berlin, and that's the success that I think Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, and maybe even King Promise have had. You know, Stonebwoy, with the collaborations, he's also been in the mix consistently and doing that. So I think, it's a tough one. I agree with you that, Stonebwoy's had a mad year, and nobody can deny that. And I also think that it is right that media personalities need to stand their grounds and understand what their roles are and not take things personally. But I also think that, musicians, just like footballers, when they're speaking to referees, you have to have a little bit of respect for that referee, because if you frighten them so much, they might not be able to do their job to the best of their ability, which ultimately would affect your bread and butter. But one thing I've got to give a massive shout out to Ghanaian broadcasters for. Ghanaian broadcasters are fearless. Some of the stories they break on radio and TV, I swear to you, I kid you not. No other broadcasters or presenters in Africa go that deep with some of the hot stories and hot topics in Ghana. I'm telling you, some of the stuff, the questions they ask, the stories they discuss, a lot of broadcasters around Africa, maybe in Nigeria, there are affiliations. You might think this is just too murky. These are murky waters to walk in. Not Ghanaian presenters. Ghanaian presenters will bring it to the table. They will piece it apart. The only thing that sometimes throws a lot of us out of it is that they switch from English to the traditional language and they don't kind of transcribe or whatever. So that I need to send it to my Ghanaian friends to be like, yo, you need to translate this for me because I was following the story from English to when they changed to Twi or something like that. Do you understand? So big shout outs to the Ghanaian broadcasters, man. I think they do a great job with that one. Now, staying in Ghana, speaking about Stonebwoy, it's almost impossible to speak about Shattawale without speaking about Stonebwoy. I don't know why. Well, superstar Stonebwoy also made the news by slamming the VGMA award organizers for what observers called a publicity stunt on behalf of the organizers. The singer said the sudden announcement by the organizers that him and Shattawale were invited back into the awards ceremony after a few years' ban should have been done with both acts notified beforehand. If you remember, Shattawale and Stonebwoy were placed on a ban after their beef reached shocking heights as Stonebwoy pulled a gun on stage during the awards ceremony at Shattawale after the singer claimed to have feared for his life. Both acts then resolved their differences publicly, rendered public apologies, but haven't been a part of the awards since then. Well, this past week, VGMA organizers Chatterhouse posted a letter online readmitting both acts to the ceremony if they choose to attend or be involved. Well, Stonebwoy said their approach was bad and both acts should have been part of the process of the readmission, saying, and I quote, "Even God listened to Adam and Eve before making a decision," end quote. You know what happened a couple of years ago at the VGMA Awards, the biggest night.
That was crazy.
In Ghana. The world's eyes were on it. I was watching.
I'm still in shock now that it happened.
It was mad.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Nobody has seen that type of stuff before. So two arch rivals in Shattawale and Stonebwoy at the time, the beef had been going on for a lot of years. They eventually met at the arena of the VGMAs, the award ceremony. And I believe Stonebwoy was already on stage and Shattawale was coming on stage with his crew because Stonebwoy had picked up the award. I believe it was the Dancehall Artist of the Year, and Shattawale had something to say about that. So in the process of coming on stage, Stonebwoy got a little bit shook that, yo, what's about to happen here? Someone handed him a gun, and that was it. He pulled a gun at the award ceremony with a large audience, millions of people around the world, including myself, watching here from the UK.
I was watching as well.
It was crazy, man. The place went crazy. Thank God nobody died. There was no stampede or whatever. And the organizers, without doubt, did the right thing by placing a ban on both superstars. They had to act because the eyes of the world was on them at the time. However, fast forward to now, a letter just popped out of the organizers saying, "Oh, we admit both of you guys back into the fold and all is hunky-dory." But Stonebwoy ain't happy. What are your thoughts?
See, when I saw that story, I was really confused because they've said they're going to allow you to come back to an award ceremony. Why would you not be happy about that? I was really confused. Like, I've never seen somebody complain about being invited to an award ceremony. If you don't want it, I'll have it. I'll take it for you. I don't mind. I don't understand. Like, I get what he's saying about they should have been notified beforehand. But nevertheless, it's not. I don't see it as a bad thing for them to invite you back after a ban. Bearing in mind what happened and the severity of it. I don't see it as them having done anything that bad.
What about, if you were going to put a letter out there, like some of the sections of the media have said that maybe Chatterhouse were just trying to clout chase and perhaps the viewership and the ticket sales for the award ceremony has been down over the last couple of years, that the biggest superstars in Ghana haven't been a part of it in Shattawale and Stonebwoy. If you were these two artists thinking, you want to invite us back into the fold.
Because it benefits you.
Exactly. And then plus, you didn't even tell us to say, yo, let's have a meeting. Since you guys have done X, Y, and Z, done the public apologies, have gone on to develop your career beyond what it is now, then maybe it's time that we all bury the hatchet and come back into the fold and just do it in something that involves both of them that probably would have, made both artists say something positive about the award organizers, come out and say, thank you very much, VGMA, like we're very happy to be back into this fold, But the fact that they didn't even discuss with them, they just went public and say, yo, both of you now can come back into the party.
Okay, in that sense, then I understand why Stonebwoy might be upset, because it would make sense to notify them, like, yo, like we're gonna put this statement out.
Yes.
Especially if it concerns them. Like
Yep.
it's like a respect thing.
Yep.
I understand.
Yep.
I understand. So he has a right to say something.
Yeah.
But I still believe there's no need to be that upset about being invited back to an award show.
Like, yo, you're back in.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that clout chasing thing in terms of ticket sales,
Yeah.
that would make sense from a business point of view if the ticket sales were low.
Yeah.
If that is the case, then it's a shame on the award ceremony's part,
Yeah.
because they're not inviting them back because they want to. It's because they know it will help the ticket sales.
Yeah, they're probably inviting them back because they want to, but the obvious reasons is you're inviting two of the biggest stars
of your
back
country
into the fold.
Yeah.
Which means it automatically
It's gonna
boosts
help.
viewership.
Yep.
It boosts sponsorship.
Yep.
It increases the ticket sales.
Yep.
So if you're looking at Shattawale and Stonebwoy, they know for a fact that, yeah, even though you've invited us back in, it's still because it ultimately boosts
Yeah.
your organization. Because if you wanted it to boost our, reputations,
Yeah.
then you
would have said something. Yeah, no. I agree with that, but I still feel as though you've been invited back to the award ceremony. It's not that deep.
It is not that deep. I was because he was. Did you see his tweet?
Yeah.
He was going in like, bro.
Literally.
I'm thinking, brother.
I think he tweeted it and he even screenshotted it and put it on his Insta. So I'm sure I saw his story. I didn't see. I saw his story or something. That's how I even knew about it. So that's how I know he was angry.
He wasn't having it. And it's interesting when you, just like you said, sometimes you just think like, I would have just let that slide and be like, yo, so what next? And as you said, Stonebwoy has had an amazing 2020, even though it's been a pandemic year.
Yeah.
There's a potential that he'll be walking into that awards ceremony feeling a little bit more confident about picking up some of the biggest awards of the night.
I guarantee he's walking out with at least 3 awards. Minimum. Mark my words now. Stonebwoy is walking out with 3 awards. Minimum.
Damn. Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah, my brother had a great time. I wouldn't even lie. Well, over to the USA. This is interesting.
I love the USA.
Over to the USA, where influencer and comedian B. Simone caught some heat over her recent comments of female expectations in their boyfriends or partners. The comedian, who isn't new to relationship controversy, shared a video on her social media where she gave advice to women who have high expectations from their potential love interests. Let's take a look.
We're manifesting love. But here's the little challenge. We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even half the things on that list. He got to be a family man. You talk to your mama in 6 months, but you want him to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a 6-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. This whole list that he got to be. You ain't even half the things on that list. So this is what I challenge you to do so we can manifest love all 2021. Make that list of that perfect dream man that you got in your mind. Then, what I did, make a list of the type of woman he would need right by his side. You want him to be in shape? You need to get to the gym. Equally yoked. You want him to be financially stable? Well, you need to start saving because you can't keep a dime to your name. Huh? You want him to be a family man? Call your mama. You become a family woman. Heal your traumas before you put on him. You want him to be patient. Patience is thin. You want him to be understanding. You're the least understanding person in your circle of friends, but he gotta be understanding. Fix you. Fix you. Whatever you want, become that. He gotta be in shape. You eat chips every day. You heal. Let's become the person we want to attract. How about that? Huh? That's the challenge.
Well, that is B. Simone. This went viral. Talk to me about your thoughts on what this young lady had to say. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay.
I agree. In the sense of her saying that women shouldn't look for something that they can't provide themselves. I agree. I feel like women have in my opinion, anyways. And Dr. Kevin Samuels, my team.
Your advisor.
Kevin Samuels, love that guy.
People are killing him too on social media.
I know. That guy's my guru. So in my opinion, I feel as though women have a lot of tick boxes for men. Like last time I was here, we spoke about the height thing.
Yep.
There's the making a certain tax bracket
Yep.
or whatever. Have a certain house, a certain
Yep.
car, certain like dress sense,
Yep.
hairstyle. Literally so many tick boxes. But then what I find funny is that the women with the highest, what's the word? The women with the most tick boxes
Yeah.
have the least to offer.
Whew.
The woman with the highest standards,
Yeah.
in my opinion, would be at the lower standard of my standards.
Woof.
Like, I'm not saying that I'm not sexist in saying that it's a woman's job to like cook and clean it. Like, I can cook it, I can clean. I'm an amazing cook, right?
I'm terrible at
I'm
cooking,
happy
bro.
to do both. We can do 50-50.
I can cook
But then-
just to survive. I'm one of those that, listen, slap one noodles on, put one boiled egg into that, fry some plantain,
And you're good.
voila.
but like, don't come to me and tell me I ain't got this, I ain't got that, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. When you haven't
not
got,
good enough.
You haven't got any of those things either. My thing is, like, if you're looking for a partner, then you should look at how they make you feel. Especially, I don't believe in materialistic things. I've never been a fan of materialistic things. I've never been a fan of the exterior.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to look at, but let's be honest, it's gonna fade.
But sometimes people always talk about the exterior, beauty is this and that, but to get attracted to a woman sometimes,
Yeah, of course.
just that, what you see,
Yeah.
pulls you in.
But it doesn't keep you there.
Facts.
It may not necessarily keep you there.
No. Facts.
Yeah. So
What you see doesn't keep you there.
Exactly.
I think a lot of ladies need to be very loud about that. No matter
Literally.
how incredibly good looking you
how
are.
many BBLs you get?
Trust me, once we get to know that you're kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Your human relations is terrible.
Yeah.
Your
morals and ethics are not
terrible.
Are not aligned.
Nah.
Yeah, the real you, the inside of you.
It's not good looking. If you're great looking on the outside and terrible looking on the inside.
It affects you out. Eventually,
Yeah,
it will,
you're gonna
it will
look horrible.
warp our eyes.
Nah,
and
you're
we'll
gonna
start to
look
see
horrible.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't come and request us to have all of it. Because most of the time, let's be honest, a lot of us brothers tick a lot of those boxes, but we might miss out one or two boxes.
Come on, man.
And women will not have it. They will not have
You're
it.
talking about, tall, dark,
Literally,
handsome,
a lot of us tick-
chisel-shaped features.
But you know what's funny?
Everything.
As a woman, it's okay to say, "Oh, my man has to be this, my man has to be that." As a man,
if you say that,
we
you look
say
crazy.
Our woman has to be this and that and this,
They
we're getting
kill you.
shot on the spot. We're getting shot on the spot. Women out here saying they can't date a man that's below 6 foot. If I say I can't date a girl with no bottom, I'm getting shot. My head is done today.
But if you're an African man,
Literally,
a bum is, it's a prerequisite.
I'm
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say one thing in it, like literally.
Yeah.
Equality. If you expect equality from us, treat us with that same level of equality.
Damn.
That's what I'm gonna say. Don't give us.
So if you're asking for the man to be in a certain tax bracket,
Then you better be in that tax bracket. If you're asking for certain qualities, you better have those qualities.
But listen, B. Simone also caught fire a while ago when I think she was on Instagram Live with Nick Cannon or something, where she said she couldn't date a man that wasn't in a certain tax bracket. Then all of a sudden, she's come months into 2021 now saying women should expect the same thing they can provide. Isn't she being one of those Instagram motivational speakers that has absolutely no substance? Because a couple months ago you were talking something different.
I feel like B. Simone as a comedian, she's enjoying
the attention.
That attention. She's enjoying the power she has, the reach she has. She has that 5 million followers.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
5 million followers
on
a lot.
Instagram.
So
Absolutely.
I feel like she's playing on that. She's purposely doing things to maintain that buzz around her name.
Absolutely.
Because you can't come and say one thing today and they're going to say something else as if we're going to forget you said the first. It's the internet. Once it's there, we don't forget. You can take it down, but guarantee somebody has saved it and put it up. So
once it goes up,
that's it.
The world's got it.
So make sure you know. It's like when you submit an assignment for uni. Once you click submit, that's
Yeah,
it.
you can't bring it back.
So make sure you've proofread, you've referenced, you've done the contents page, everything is looking nice and neat, your name is spelled correctly before you submit.
Damn. Listen, yeah. So, but why was she getting attacked by women, though? That's the thing I wanted to bring up as well. It looks like every time a woman says something that a lot of men agree with, the same can be said about the young lady Zizi Mills.
That was the first thing that came to my head.
Every time
Zizi Mills says something,
when she says something
gets
that a lot of
attacked.
the guys
Agree with.
we're like, yo,
Yes, thank you for
she's
saying this.
Queen, you're talking
Yeah.
a million.
Yeah.
The women, they out daggers drawn.
Do you know
what
why?
is it?
You know, yeah. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm fearless. I'm going to say this, right?
Say it.
Women demand equality, but don't want to give us equality. That's why. Because Zizi will say something that gives us equality, and they'll be pissed at her.
The same
for bringing
phrases
it.
that they were using for B. Simone, I've seen them use it for Zizi Mills. Pick me.
Yeah.
Pick me. Oh, there goes that pick me girl.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah.
And I'm like, all she said
Yeah.
was, and the guys the man them kind of like that.
She speaks what we are not allowed to say, basically. She says what we're not allowed to say. But just because we're not allowed to say it doesn't mean we're not thinking it. So obviously when she says it, we agree. And the girls are not happy with that because it's kind of, I guess...
It's almost like going against the tribe.
Yeah. It's making it more difficult for them to walk all over us. Pretty much.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, over to Nigeria, where one of the biggest news on gossip blogs was about actress and philanthropist Tonto Dike's ex-husband, Olakunle Churchill. A sudden announcement on social media that he was in a relationship with a lady called Rosie Meir, celebrating her on her birthday with kind and romantic words on his social media page. Well, this probably wouldn't have been news if Rosie wasn't just any other lady. However, she's not. Years ago, Tonto had alleged before her divorce that her once bestie Rosie had a sexual relationship with her then husband Olakunle, which was publicly denied at the time but allegedly led to their divorce. Well, the sudden revelation kicked off with Olakunle Churchill celebrating his new wife on social media, opening a can of worms and the new couple to public scrutiny and criticism. Well, Rosie is now being attacked by Tonto's fans as being wrong for breaking up the marriage, lying and marrying her former bestie's ex. Whilst websites and news were awash with all sorts of revelations on the marriage, pregnancy rumors, and all sorts, Tonto was living her best life, busy celebrating her son's 5th birthday as she shares lovely pictures of the young man celebrating him with touching words across social media. Rosie, on the other hand, was fighting off social media attacks whilst attempting to celebrate her new man. This story has more twists and turns than our way from London to Manchester on M1 and M6 or whatever.
As you were speaking, I was thinking in my head, okay, what am I going to say? But it's like so many things, so many directions I can go in right now.
So many twists and turns. The first one that I think got the whole world up in arms was the fact that the lady that Tonto Dike had accused of having an affair with her husband at the time eventually turns out to be married to her husband. No matter how you want to cut it, cook it, twist it, spin it, fry it, it looks shifty to everybody. Plus, there was a video years ago with Rosie publicly denying engaging in that relationship with the man, where she said, oh, that was disrespectful. How could you say that? You know, this guy's just a great man that's got a kind heart or whatever. But fast forward down the line, you're here celebrating him as the man of your dreams, and it's just great that you're, in this marriage with him. What are your thoughts about this story that just blew up on social media and completely just shut down everything else?
As you said, the manner in which the relationship started,
yes,
very shifty. I can't condone a relationship starting in that way because, like, you're somebody's friend. That's your friend. That's a level of trust you've just broken.
You're part of the team.
That's a deep level of trust you've broken. At the same time, I can't tell somebody if they're not happy to stay somewhere they're not happy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell somebody if they've had
it's
feelings
not
for someone
working.
else.
Yeah.
To not follow the heart. Because me, I'm a Cancer, and I hate it. I'm a Cancer. I follow my heart through and through.
24/7.
I follow my heart through and through. So
that's one of the sides of the story that I also wanted to talk about. I know people are like, yo, man, you can't date your friend's ex. You can't do this. You can't, people lay those rules down flat on the table.
Yeah.
But in real life,
it happens. It happens.
Life.
I feel like that is an unwritten rule. However, there is a way around it respectfully.
What way is that?
If you respect your friend and you genuinely like their ex, speak to them like, look, this is what's going down, and ask for their blessing, so to speak. If they give that blessing, then it's okay. But if you go about doing it a shifty way, that's.
But you're not gonna ask a blessing to date and marry someone's ex, especially if you've been accused of having a sexual relationship with them during the time when you were in a marriage with that person.
Because then it means, what was you doing when I was shopping, when I was in the market,
it looks like everything. But again, now you see, as we've been talking about Rose's betrayal of Tonto DK, the women involved, but nobody said anything about my man. Nobody said anything about my man.
I've always thought this.
He's not catching as much heat as the ladies catching.
I have always thought this, innit? Like, even when I was like in uni, because it's crazy.
Uni's always crazy.
I've always wondered, why is it when a man gets caught in that kind of situation, it's always the women that are fighting. The man's just basically sitting there sipping his tea. I don't know why. Every situation I've seen, even one or two I might have been involved in.
Listen,
that's always how it goes down. The women are just beefing each other when really truly it's the man's fault. So
because no matter how, I still believe, but correct me if I'm wrong, no matter how much a woman could kind of like flash the signs and say, yo, come get me type of thing, a man still has to walk the walk.
Yeah.
He still has to talk the talk. He has to act on whatever signs he's getting from a woman or whatever. So ultimately, most times anyway, I still believe that, us brothers, we're the ones that, we're the guilty ones here most of the time. Yeah. I know some girls are, just as brave and will step up to the guy and say, yo,
I'm feeling you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm down.
Are you down?
I want to be down to what you're going through. I want to be down. But yo, this is crazy though. How about the class that Tonto DK has dealt with this situation this week in just completely ignoring it and letting the world see what the shadiness was?
That is the best way to go about it. I feel like as the victim, when you start to get involved, you're just stooping down to their level. And if anything, they might get a sense of pleasure out of it, knowing that they're disturbing your peace.
Yeah.
Ignore them and show them that they're not. How do you deal with bullies? Bullies bully you because they're bored, because they need attention. If you ignore them or show them that they're not getting to you, they'll get bored and go away. So the approach you took, perfect approach.
Perfect. Just go on, celebrate your handsome young son's birthday.
Literally, enjoy your son, enjoy your life. Like, it's a traumatizing thing to go through.
But
don't let the other person see the effect they've had. Do you know what I mean? Continue to live your life.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Live your life. Well, over to South Africa, where I caught up with rap superstar AK to discuss the beauty of South Africa and its talented people, his latest project, successful TV show, and lots more. The rapper also spoke on his love for Pan-Africanism, eradicating xenophobia, and his public fallout with his close former friend Burna Boy. AKA said he harbored hate in his heart for nobody and was happy that Burna Boy was doing well, and he felt the social media fallout became as big as it did due to it happening in the public domain, which is obvious anyway. He said both him and Burna Boy were brothers who had a disagreement and hoped that one day the brothers can link up and move forward. The rapper is enjoying incredible success with his vodka brand Cruise and his TV show, which averages around 2 million viewers per episode every single week. So the super mega, as he's called, is having a great time. Well, make sure you check out his brand new album titled Bovomania, out now, and the exclusive interview will be dropping on Shattawale, the official Afrobeats podcast, very, very soon. Now, the public fallout between Burna Boy and AK a couple of years ago, when the xenophobia thing was happening, that was, that's the reason why we're kind of strong with the guys talking in Cameroon, because it spills into other areas. There was xenophobia happening in South Africa. Zimbabweans, Nigerians alike were being attacked by certain locals in South Africa, and emotions were running high. Obviously, entertainers from Nigeria, the likes of Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, they took social media in support of their people who were being persecuted for just living their lives in South Africa. However, words were taken out of, context, emotions were high, AKA said something, somebody said something, and boom, this budding friendship of AK and Burna Boy, which we've seen over years, which led to a huge hit, with All Eyes on Me, and Burna Boy almost having a second home in South Africa at the time because of these guys. That relationship just went into the air. And when I caught up with him now, it's great to see him in a great space, but also the way he spoke about, brothers, situations happen. We should find a way to just move forward, which would also help in healing some of those xenophobic wounds. Because if Nigerians and South Africans see that their two superstars have come back together as brothers, it will help move the relationship forward. What were your thoughts on what he said and what happened at the time?
So what happened at the time, it always pains me to see black on black crime, let alone xenophobia in Africa.
Crazy.
Because when you think about Africa's history, many people have tried to divide us and separate us and put us against each other for a long time. But the honest truth is, if you're a true African and you love your continent, you understand that we are one Africa.
Facts.
Because when you leave Africa, go to anywhere else.
Nobody asked you that you're Cameroon or Nigeria.
No. To anyone else, you're African. To anyone that's not African, you are African. Literally, say any country, they'll say, African.
That too.
Literally, to the point where I remember when I was younger, I used to say Cameroon. No one knew where Cameroon was. I just started saying my nationality, Belgian, because I knew no one knew where Cameroon was. When you leave Africa, you're just
an African.
Literally.
Nobody cares whether you're from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana.
You're African. So when I see Africans fighting amongst other Africans in Africa, it really pains me because we need to come back together. We need to unite and be one Africa in order to restore what has been taken from us all those years ago.
Absolutely.
All our raw materials. Africa is could have been one of the greatest continents of.
Richest.
To be honest, Africa is the greatest continent to me.
Richest.
One of the richest continents.
From coltan to diamond,
the raw materials
to oil,
we have,
gold
that are still being exploited today.
Like
if we unite as one Africa, we'd be unstoppable. And seeing xenophobia and things like that really upsets me as an African. And then the approach that he has now in terms of healing that space and coming back together, that gives me hope again. It gives me hope again that we can. Everyone makes mistakes, and things get taken out of proportion, things blow up, but it's healable.
Absolutely,
it's fixable.
Absolutely.
And the sooner we begin to fix those kind of things, the sooner we can become a great continent.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree with you, and I hope we're going to see those images that we love of AKA and Burna Boy really, really soon, just chopping it up together. Because since the xenophobic situation in South Africa, I think 2019 it was,
that was crazy.
We haven't seen any of the entertainers really publicly go to South Africa and celebrate being there the way they used to do
before
it.
That, they were there all the time. Yemi was always there.
Yemi was there.
Literally,
Davido, Miss V.
All of them
everybody
were
was there.
always there,
Everybody was
constantly.
there. Everybody was there. But since that, some of them have gone in there, but they've just kept it quiet.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't been very public about it because
Yeah.
there are still wounds that need to heal.
Of course.
And people are still emotional about some of the scenes
Yeah.
that we saw then that still can't get out of our heads, basically.
Honestly, even when you think about the music that's coming out today, West Africa's jumped on the Amapiano vibe. That is a Southern African
Bro,
sound.
I said it. South Africa has led the way with a couple of sounds.
That
in
is a
recent
Southern
times.
African sound.
Yeah.
If that situation hadn't happened, we could have seen
Do you know how many
bigger
people would have gone in
collaborations,
there?
bigger video, crazy videos.
It's crazy.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I agree with you. I
So
agree with
the
you.
industry is being held back because of things like this. If things like this didn't exist, Afrobeats would be the biggest genre in the world.
Crazy.
Literally.
Because imagine, South Africa brought Afro House, they got Kwaito, they
Yeah.
brought Amapiano.
Literally.
The hip-hop scene in South Africa, without doubt, is the biggest hip-hop scene in Africa.
Yeah.
Right now, period.
It's crazy.
If you have a hip-hop artist in any country in Africa that can sell out 60,000 or has his own TV show on South African TV, having 2 million viewers a week, the hip-hop scene in South Africa can compare to no other country in Africa.
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
You know, so we want to see that. Well, from South Africa, we'll go over to the United States of America, where this past week, Nigerian Afrobeat superstar Davido celebrated 2 gold-certified singles in If and For. Deserves a round of applause
If
for
I
that.
tell you, say I love you.
Bum, bum. Previously, 4 was certified platinum in South Africa and gold in Canada.
Yeah.
However, Davido shared this week the plaques on his social media
Yeah.
that confirmed both singles had reached gold status officially in the United States of America.
Yeah.
The singer also celebrated being named on Times Magazine's Next 100 alongside people like Dua Lipa, Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, and rap superstar Lil Baby, to name a few. Times Next 100 highlights 100 emerging leaders who are shaping the future of the world
Yeah.
in whatever area that they choose to. Davido continues to have success
Yeah.
in the United States of America.
Yeah.
2 gold status
Yeah.
singles is big news for Afrobeats.
I think my co-host Gracie, I think we had a show
Yes.
on Wednesday. I think she said that Davido's actually the first artist to get.
To get what? Bro, Shay. You need to, where's Shay? Wait, we can hear you loud and clear. Let's go. Yeah, just get back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Gracie was saying that Davido is potentially the first African artist to have 2 golds where it's just him with no features. Potentially.
No, it's not even potentially. He is
The
the first African
African
artist
to have 2
gold
golds,
singles,
solo singles.
period, in
And
the
then-
United States of America.
And then my brother said something said something to me as I was leaving the house to go to radio that I couldn't even argue. We argue all the time about music. We're family. We're brothers, we
Yeah,
argue.
and he's a good musician.
He
as
said
well,
to
so-
me that Davido currently is the biggest Afrobeats artist. And as I was driving to radio, it's an hour-long drive, I was thinking about it.
That's a
big call. But my brother's not
He's
into
got a
Afrobeats
point.
like I am. So for him to say that, it's only based off what he's seeing and the content and the reach, that kind of thing. So he was speaking from a numbers point of view.
Yes.
Also from an impact point of view.
Yes.
Because of the features that Davido does.
Yep.
The range.
Yep.
Lil Baby feature. I'd have never seen that coming. I never saw that coming.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Who saw that? Nas.
crazy.
Who saw that coming?
Nas.
The features he's doing, like even Big Nasty, like I never saw that coming. Like he has a bigger reach than every other artist.
What we have to be honest about when we're talking about the biggest artists from Afrobeats, we have to be honest that there are different criterias that you'll be looking at.
Yeah, of
how
course.
big artists are.
Yeah.
When it comes to the numbers,
Yeah.
nobody can deny that Davido's numbers
Are crazy.
are they're only if you're talking about YouTube numbers, they're only second to Diamond Platinums.
Yeah. And
When you're-
everyone knows Diamond is like the
Yeah, when
king.
it's YouTube numbers. When we're talking about sales, single sales, certified gold status in the United States of America tells you something. I believe that is 500,000 singles
Yeah.
to be gold in America. I stand to be corrected, but I believe it's 500,000. A million is a platinum singles.
Yeah.
So David has had 2 500,000 selling singles in the United States of America. As an Afrobeats artist, nobody else has done that.
Yeah.
Maybe Ayo J, then Afrobeat, but David O is on top of the mountain peak when it comes to that.
When my brother made that statement,
Yeah.
I wanted to argue because
No. When you look at the numbers.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did is because I realized I can't argue with that.
Because when you talk about the numbers, which is a numbers game, when you're talking about the business of music and Afrobeats business, David, when it comes to the numbers, he shattered records.
Yeah.
Period.
And what makes me happier to see that he got those 2 golds. Last time I was here, we spoke about him receiving heat from where he his upbringing.
Yeah.
That just goes to show that he's a bloody good
No,
artist.
it's-
He's a good artist.
He's
a hard worker.
No, it's a hard worker.
Like, okay, yeah, your parents might have money,
Nah.
but they can't buy you a gold
couldn't buy
plaque.
you a gold
They
plaque.
can't buy you've
They
earned that gold plaque.
I know many millionaire kids. They don't have one hit single to save their life.
Literally.
David O probably has about 40 right now.
Literally.
And when we're talking about impact, the other argument when you talk about big artists is Wizkid, whose collaboration with Drake is probably till today the biggest impactful Afrobeats collaboration.
Yeah.
Because that Oju Elegba remix and then the Come Closer stuff, or what's that one? One Dance.
Wait, One Dance.
One Dance.
One Dance was flying for like a whole year.
A whole year, still the biggest. I believe it's still the biggest streamed record on Spotify or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that type of collaboration, when you look at the impact that Wizkid brought to that door, some people have a right to argue that is the biggest Afrobeats artist.
I feel
Then you coming with other artists like a Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Having platinum singles, I think 2 or 3 in the UK already.
Yeah.
The one with Dave, the one with Ed Sheeran and Stormzy, performing at the Brits, you know, the biggest award ceremony in Europe on national television at the time.
Yeah.
You have people that will make that argument. It's always crazy. Obviously, you start chucking other people in there, all of these folks. But those, particularly when it comes to Afrobeats, I posted, it so happens that this week is the anniversary of David O's Brixton Academy show in 2018.
Yes, I've been seeing posts all week.
In London.
Yeah.
And the impact of David bringing Wizkid on stage, that show was specifically impactful on the culture around the world.
So I was there with Gracie, and when Wiz came on stage,
you know how you felt.
I threw her across the
hall. You know how you felt.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
You know
I could not believe my eyes.
Those monsters. I've said it. No matter what goes down with the Afrobeats industry for generations to come, the impact that Wizkid and Davido had for that 10 years in Afrobeats, I don't think another generation or another duo will be able to have that type of rivalry and impact that elevated our culture to the level it did.
I feel like the reason why Afrobeats is where it is today in the diaspora is because of those two. Like, people at the band introduced it to the diaspora.
P Square and Co.
P Square, all those One Day Call, those guys.
Yeah.
But those two cemented it. Those guys cemented it in the diaspora.
Yeah, no, those guys, they killed it.
Yeah.
They listen, they've done 20,000 capacity shows each.
Light work. Easy.
So that tells you everything. That's opening the doors to 20,000 people to come in to London to watch each one of them perform.
2018, I think I saw Wizkid 4 times that year.
Yeah.
he did the Starboy Fest tour. He did the Ends.
Afro Republic.
I saw him like 4 times that year.
And
And every time it was sold
happy
out.
to go and see him. That same
Every time
year,
it was sold out.
It was just like in 2019. I must have seen Davido like 5 times. I saw him in London at the O2.
Yeah.
I saw him. I went with him to Birmingham.
Yeah.
I saw him in Holland perform
Yeah.
with Oh My. Then I saw him at Afro Nation.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And we still never got tired of it. So, once again, it's a big, big, big shout outs to these guys for what they've done and continue to do to the culture, man.
That brings me back to the earlier statement I made before. Once you're at the top,
You got
the
to
difference between a good artist and a great artist is the great ones don't take the foot off the pedal. Those guys have been at the top for how many years? That foot is still on the
We're
pedal.
going to talk about the pedal really shortly. We're going to go to Ghana to talk about Wizkid, actually. And then we'll talk about what you're talking about now. But once again, shout out to Davido. Next 100 on Time Magazine's list. Incredible stuff. And the 2 gold singles. Now over to South Africa, Tanzania to be exact. As the tension between WCB, Wasapi, home to Diamond Platinums, Rayvanny and others, and Konde Gang, home to Harmonize, who was formerly of WCB, keeps on rising. This new tension started on Val's Day as Rayvanny shared images of him and who is alleged to be his new flame. Well, the twist is that the young lady in the images was said to be a lady called Paula Kajala, the teenage daughter to popular actress Frida Kajala, who is now Harmonize's new squeeze. After the images that Rayvanny shared, apparently Frida was angry at the alleged relationship and alerted security operatives to intervene in the matter. Well, days after Harmonize shared a post on social media, apparently lecturing Rayvanny on the matter, also claiming the reason the singer chose the teenager was because of the jealousy of Harmonize, who was now dating the popular mother. Well, fast forward to Wednesday, where Diamond Platinum manager, popular brother Salam SK, shared a picture of a rat on Instagram slamming Harmonize for claiming to advise Rayvanny in public, but allegedly plotting behind closed doors for the singer to be arrested and locked up. Well, at press time, Rayvanny isn't in custody, and neither Harmonize or Rayvanny has responded to Salam's allegations. Now, this is another twist and turn.
My head.
Just a quick summary. Harmonize used to be signed to Diamond Platinum's Wasafi Records, where Rayvanny is signed. He left Wasafi Records, created Konde Gang Records, where he's the CEO, and he's a rival now of Wasafi Records. He used to date an Italian model. They separated a time last year because he had a daughter outside of the relationship that eventually came to light. And then he started a relationship with a popular Tanzanian actress who is Frida. Apparently, she has a young daughter called Paula, who's a teenager, allegedly still at secondary school age, from what I'm hearing. School age, that's what they said, bro. I don't know. Allegedly. It looks like Rayvanny of Wasafi Records, beefing with Konde Gang, is now dating the teenage daughter of Harmonize's girlfriend, bro.
You know, you summarized it. You summarized it, and my head is not any better. My head is still spinning.
This one is over to you, bro.
My head is still spinning. Okay, first of all, what do I have to address first? Okay, let's address the age thing. So, Harmonize is dating her.
He's dating the mother.
The mother, and then Rayvanny is dating the teenage daughter. Yeah. Okay, so if this teenage daughter is as young as my head is thinking,
well, they're saying that they're trying to call the cops into it.
So she must be young.
So it looks like she might be
okay.
young.
On a respectful level,
yeah.
If she is underage and if Rayvanny has ill intentions because of the rivalry, then it's wrong on his part to play with somebody of that age who's so easily influenced. And so that can do a lot of trauma to her. And the breakup as well. You know, when you're young, love young.
It's a lot more painful.
Yeah, man, it hurts. When you get to my age, and it still hurts,
it's
but
usual.
It's not as bad. You've had enough L's by then. I love holding L's if you know me. But yeah, no. The whole situation is just mad.
It's just mad.
It's just mad.
But what about Diamond Platinum's manager posting a big rat on Instagram and calling the Harmonizer a rat for saying, he's publicly saying he's praying for Rayvani, he doesn't get in trouble. But behind closed doors, obviously because of his woman, he's trying to instigate that they allegedly lock Rayvani up. And he put that on Instagram, calling him a rat, calling him this and that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it? Obviously, Diamond's quiet on all of this.
Because Diamond's a smart brother. Diamond knows he has too much riding to be getting involved in messy higgy-haggers like this. Diamond's a smart brother. But I feel like if they've gone as far as posting a rat and saying that, making these claims of X, Y, and Z, there's no, what's my say? There's no smoke without fire. Yeah, there's no smoke without fire. So I feel like they need to address this situation before it takes a nasty turn.
Absolutely.
It's going to take a nasty turn.
I agree with
you.
The
way it's going.
It's building up.
It's going to take a nasty turn.
I agree with you.
And if the nasty turn is to do with the poor young lady getting upset, Mum's not going to have that.
I agree with
if
you.
Mum does...
and the funny thing is, into the new year, Harmonize had posted a picture of Diamond Platinum's once a couple of months ago. I think it was early January, where he kind of like just bigged him up and said, you did everything for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not fighting you. I love you. I respect you. My drive for success is just to honor you because you saw something in me at the time that you wanted to invest in me. So me trying to be successful and going so hard is not to be against you, but it's also to prove the point that you thought I had something special to be successful. Yeah. And I had a word with him at the time, and he expressed those sentiments of the fact that, you know, sad that the relationship is where it is, but he genuinely thinks, you know, he still appreciates the brother, and he, you know, he still wants to publicly prove to the brother that, yo, I love you, and that will never change. But, you know, with name calling and rat and this and that, I doubt that relationship will be repairable.
I mean, as I said, the way it's going, it's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
It's going to only get worse. The thing with this story is there is so many routes of which it can go down and get worse, and they're all bad. There's about 5 routes it can go down, and they're all bad.
All bad.
They're all bad.
All bad. Hopefully.
And not only that, this will have a really bad impact on the amazing music industry. East African industry
because it's like monsters.
Yeah,
it's starting to
it's
push.
up there.
Yeah,
I would say East Africa is level with Nigeria and Ghana in terms of who's. I mean,
bro, they've got monsters in there.
Literally,
and these are the monsters.
Literally, the 3 biggest guys fighting. And if this doesn't get resolved, it's going to have a big impact on the industry, which will ultimately domino over to the bread.
Yeah.
If you're a businessman and you care about your bread, fix this issue.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, nobody's eating.
Nobody's eating, man. Speaking about people eating, well, over to Ghana, where the last few weeks has seen Afrobeat superstar Wizkid recording with top producers such as Kel-P, Guilty Beats, Jules, Kill Beats, and singers such as Burna Boy, Omale, Efya, and Wande Ko. Wizkid has camped in Ghana since December with his family, hanging out with R2B, Sarkodie, King Promise, and a host of Ghanaian superstars. His love for Ghana has been going on for over a decade now, as he has said that Ghana is his spiritual home, and the synergy he has with his colleagues out there has always been on show. Well, with Wizkid taking so long to release the highly anticipated Made in Lagos album, yet almost jumping into the recording camp mode in Ghana, does this mean a new project or new music might be on the way for Starboy 2021?
I feel like new music is definitely on the way. Yeah. I also feel like the way he made us wait for Made in Lagos, we could be waiting for a while. We could be waiting for a while. I just hope that when it comes, it's something we can dance to in the clubs. Please, please. I need J.J. Wizkid.
We've seen Guilty Beats. We've seen Kel-P.
Jules.
We've seen Jules in there. You know, we've seen, these are producers. You know, I've seen Kill Beats. These are guys that
make dance tracks,
hit records and dance floor records. So without a doubt, we've seen him in the studio with Omale. We've seen him in the studio, you know, with Efya. We've seen him in the studio Wande Ko. Yeah, there's got to be dance music. But like you said, and other people have, you know, said in the past, Wizkid knows how to record so much, and he starves the fan base
literally
of the content, man. I beg you, put the music out.
The question is, when he records all these songs, innit?
Where
Where are they?
Trust me, the hard
Literally.
drive.
Are we ever going to see them?
Listen, Wizkid's hard drive, the content that's going to be in there,
Literally.
the hit records that are quietly sitting on Wizkid's hard drive.
It's crazy. And then to think that we may never actually have we even heard 10%, do you think?
Never. Listen, he was in the UK for a whole year and he was recording every single day. You let that sink. Wiz was in the studio a minimum of 4 nights a week in London, every single week. 4 nights a week, 365 days. You do the math.
I am one of the biggest Wizkid fans you'll ever meet. Like, I saw him 4 times like before. I'm a huge Wizkid fan. But bro, stop making us wait so long. I can't take it. That made in Lagos, and they started teasing us, dropping little clips here and there. Honestly, I was ready to beat my phone.
Yeah, everybody was like, yo, man, we need that music. And some of the collaborators we're seeing, it even makes people, it's raising excitement.
Yeah.
Like, one day, cool.
I saw, when he released Made in Lagos, I saw rumors of a part B coming.
Yeah, there was okay. From what I heard, there was supposed to be an extended version of the album dropping a couple of weeks after the original album.
That's what I was hearing as well.
That's what I heard.
But in true Wizkid fashion, we
what
never
I
saw
heard.
it.
He just yanked that back. It's like, you guys, we're still, to be honest with you, Made in Lagos album's still ringing.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
It's still ringing.
I have like 4 of the songs in my Valentine's mix I dropped on the weekend.
Valentine's mix. You just put that in. Like,
Literally. True love.
hey, baby, girl, I want the Mighty Wine is mad.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, make it rap.
That's a dangerous song. That's a dangerous song.
It's a sick. Listen, man, the clubs are gonna be awash with all of that.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Man. I can't wait.
And that's what I meant by keeping the foot on the gas. Even though he's released, a crazy album later in the year, he's back in recording mode.
Yeah.
And he's recording, obviously big records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
At the top of your game.
That's what makes you a great artist. You can be a good artist, but having that mentality of I'm not stopping now makes you a great artist. And that's why, like I said before, that's why I feel like Shatta let himself down. Because he's a good artist. He could have been a great artist. He could have had a great year if he didn't take his foot off the pedal.
Because of that, already
he took his foot off the
man.
big record. But this is the consequences of taking your foot off the pedal. Look at Wizkid's album Made in Lagos, big record.
Yeah.
Back in the studio. Burna Boy gave us 2 albums in 2 years.
Yeah, man.
That's a joke.
There's an album ready to go.
That's a joke.
Burna Boy's got another one ready to go.
I feel like Davido just gives us hits for fun at this point. At this point, he's dropping hits for fun.
He's also in the camp. Look at Yemi Alade. I think she's dropped albums every single year for about 4 or 5 years.
Literally.
Another project's about to go. They're working.
Minus the albums, they're still giving us hit singles.
Yeah.
Hit singles.
Yeah,
I can't think of the last, apart from Already, from when he dropped Already till now, what's the next big Shattawale single?
Boy, you caught me cold on that one.
Exactly. But ask me about Stonebwoy, I'll give you like 4 or 5. Ask me about Kwesi Alpha, I'll give you 4 or 5. Kiddy, I'll give you 4 or 5. Kwame Eugene, King Promise, I'll give you 4 or 5.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Effia, yeah.
Effia,
yeah.
Miss V,
yeah.
I'll give you 4 or 5. But then Shatta dropped Already, and Wiz is a smart guy. Wiz is a hard worker.
Yes.
These are guys, this is what makes them great. Because they're there. They don't need to keep going. They can chill back, but no, they want to keep going. And this is what will make these guys live forever.
The catalog is ridiculous.
They
at
live
this
forever.
point.
I'm pretty sure at this point, my great grandkids will be
content.
playing the music at their wedding.
There's enough content.
Honestly.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Completely.
Honestly.
Well, now it's time for our brand new segment where we share with the audience new content that they should check out, from music to arts to film. My brother Rod Rants, what is your recommendation this week for our Afrobeats podcast viewers and listeners? What would you like to recommend to the people? What new music is out there that you've seen, or movie that you believe that they should go out there and check?
Yes. So Ike Chooks has just recently dropped
the EP.
Yeah, the EP. Yep, the 2 single EP. I featured one of the songs "Calling" on our show this week. I feel like Ike is a very talented brother,
Absolutely.
both musically and dance wise,
And
I feel
acting.
and acting as well. And he has his head screwed on.
Yep.
Like, when somebody knows what they want and how they want to achieve
Facts.
it, and they set out to do it that way.
Yep.
That's why I like Ike. So definitely Ike Chooks. And my second would be, I would say, Salatiel.
So
Yeah.
he had a big record on the Beyonce project too.
Exactly. So Salatiel,
Baby, oh, can I sip up your water? Baby, oh, I love that record, bro.
Yeah.
That's a record.
So Salatiel obviously had a big record on Beyonce.
Yep.
He's got an album dropping, I think, end of this month.
Fantastic. I'm looking
And
forward to
obviously,
that.
I'll be real. Prior to that album, I did not know Salatiel
was
existed.
cool, yeah.
When the album dropped,
Yeah.
it got raised to my attention by Big Game and various other Cameroonian
Yeah,
artists.
yeah.
And since then, I've been watching
Following
and
him.
following Salatiel.
Yeah.
So to see an album drop of that magnitude,
Yeah.
and he's got features from, who did I see on there? Tenny's on there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got, I think, 3 or 4 Nigerian features on there.
Okay.
Which are big features. So
I need to-
I'm excited for the album.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I feel like it'll be a good album.
Yep.
Now, one thing I will say, if he sees this, Salatiel, I hope you don't become one of those Cameroon artists where you've made it and you're not looking to bring people up with you. Because that's what irritates me with artists. So I hope that the album is a success.
And then
I
he
feel like it
carries
will
other-
sound amazing.
And then he uses it to introduce other
Yes,
people.
yes. I hope you use it to improve the industry as a whole and not just yourself.
Fantastic. My selections this week will be CKEP
Oh
Boyfriend.
my God.
That's a project.
I love that project.
I'm not gonna lie to you, CK. The project Boyfriend is amazing. You know, it's without doubt that the brother is talented.
Genius. I call him the Beethoven of Africa.
Yep.
Genius.
Musically,
Genius.
that when you listen to him, you know that this guy has incredible
Genius.
substance. And the project Boyfriend is absolutely
Every single
stunning.
song. All the songs are in my Valentine's box.
Absolutely
Kiss
stunning.
Me Through the Phone,
Yeah,
JJY,
Felony, all of that.
Felony.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
my God.
So go check that one out. And the second one would be the movie on Netflix called Namaste Wahala, which is basically, it's about, an Indian guy, falling in love with a Nigerian girl and both of them trying to get married.
Oh.
And yeah, it's big on Netflix at the moment. And it just looks, it's bringing both cultures together.
Yeah.
I approve of it.
Yeah,
not
same.
only because it looks like a fun movie, but it's also a subject matter within, our community, especially here in the UK, that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
Because a lot of
Yes.
Africans
Yes.
and Asians do
Yes.
come together, fall in love, and
Yeah.
the differences in their background
Cause
sometimes
issues, yeah.
comes in between the marriage. So, I think this looks like an amazing movie. Namaste Wahala on Netflix. Go and check that out.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a good watch. So make sure you check that out. And finally, we end in the States where Kenyan and Hollywood superstar Lupita Nyong'o's best-selling children's book about colorism will now become a Netflix animated musical. The picture book was released back in 2019 and illustrated by Vashti Harrison. It follows a young Kenyan girl called Sulwe who wishes for her dark skin that is the color of midnight to become lighter. The story explores colorism, self-esteem, and understanding true beauty. What are your thoughts about this story and where it's going, my brother?
Prior to the book even being written and released,
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Lupita. Once the book was written and released, I became a huge
Bigger
fan
fan.
of Lupita.
She addressed a big elephant in the room.
Literally. And then now that it's being taken to the level of being produced as a
Netflix,
animated
yeah.
movie, she's, to me, one of the most influential black people of our time.
Facts.
One of the most influential black people of our time.
Facts.
And that is a big issue to address
Yes.
because that colorism thing, especially having been back to Cameroon and seen how many bleaching products are around, how people are bleaching, how people are upset with their skin tone,
Yeah.
the things that people say, the things
Yeah.
that people hear in school.
Yeah.
like-
Music.
yeah.
What we create in music back home.
Literally.
Celebrating fair skin over
Yeah.
dark skin.
Music videos, always
Yeah.
using, you don't see it as much in the UK. It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's huge.
But I feel like back home,
It's even horrible.
it's even hot. It's more harsh. So I like addressing that issue, and that's something that I'm worried about when I have my future children.
Facts.
I don't
I'm
ever want them to
worried about
feel
it
as
now.
though, even my sisters.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever feel as though they're not good enough because their skin tone is too dark.
Yeah.
That's no.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. So addressing that issue, that's one of the biggest issues that needs to be addressed amongst us black people. And the fact that she's done that makes her, in my opinion, one of the most influential black people of our time.
On that note, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Adeshope Live, the official Afrobeats podcast. Find us every single platform, that's Spotify, Apple, we're on Yanga TV as well. Like, share, subscribe. A big shout out to the people supporting us. As always, I am Maurice, Afro Scene TV, LM Media, and of course, Afri Media Studios for the incredible work behind the scenes. And to my guest today, Rod Rance for coming into the studio. As always, you can check him out on West Side Radio every Wednesday night between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Facts. Make sure you check that out. You can listen worldwide as well.
Yes.
And from me, Adesope Olajide, simple, peace, and we're out. Cheers.